Chris Paul, who left Game 2 with a groin injury, expected to be reevaluated in a week. According to Shams, Suns are prepared to be without CP3 for Games 3, 4, and 5 if it goes that far. Brew, here's what Chris Paul has delivered in the playoffs. About 36 minutes, 12 points, 7 assists, and plus-minus positive almost 40. Leads the team.
I think we might have an unprecedented moment.
So, Brew, you've been 10 toes down, I believe, on the Suns.
If there was ever a time someone was going to take him, I think he's going to do it.
We've never had. How many toes down are you now?
We've never had someone take him.
Y'all know.
I think he's going to take him.
I am a stickler for take integrity.
I think he's going to take him.
I'm a stickler for take integrity.
He's going to take
my
him.
natural inclination, my default, if you will, is 10 toes down.
He's going to take him.
No, put your.
You're not taking him?
No. I do not want your little insincere olive branches, all right? But because my default is to always be 10 toes down, I brought in the wheel. The wheel of toes
the worst.
to determine how I'm going to let the wheel of toes determine
wheel of toes?
how many toes
Just
down
spin it
I
so we can
have.
get this
Dusty,
over with.
spin the wheel.
This is a bad idea. Whoa.
What? What happened?
The wheel blew up. Dusty, we got to be done with the wheel.
You're on the screens only from now
We
on.
got to be done with the
Dusty!
Bro, you
what
know they're
happened to
cooked,
my
right?
wheel?
You know they're cooked, right? They're in trouble, right?
Wow. Well, I guess that's apropos.
Yeah.
Because that's about what's happened to the Phoenix Suns season is it blew up like the wheel.
Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something in seriousness? Because I know that we say series and start to the road team wins.
Yeah.
Nuggets
Which
do what
I
they're supposed to do.
still don't
But
know where that comes from.
We all at this point believe the Nuggets are winning this series, I think. The Nuggets should win this series. There's something sneaky important about Game 3.
Okay.
Kevin Durant cannot get swept in consecutive postseasons.
Close sweep?
No, close sweep or not. Kevin Durant.
Last year's was close. This one
Kevin
hasn't been as
Durant,
close.
listen, handpicked the Brooklyn team. Then demanded a trade out of there, and the reports are that they got him to come back by saying, hey, if things aren't going the way we had hoped, we won't hold you hostage. And he got to go to the team he then handpicked the second time. He is a basketball savant. The guy likes playing video games, maybe smoking a little weed, and playing basketball. This is self-proclaimed. More power to him. And does great things, charity, community, all that stuff. But that's what he does. He knows Chris Paul can get hurt. He knows what the playoff brackets are. He knows all of it. I don't think it is on him if they lose this series. I do think a player of his caliber, still at the tail end of his prime, should have an over my dead body game in Game 3.
Okay.
I think it is fair to say he needs to, in this spot. We have had 23 guys this postseason have a high in a game more than Durant's current playoff career high, or season high this year. He's had 30, he's basically been between 25 and 31 every game this postseason. If it's close and they need it, he needs a monster performance. And then see what happens. Then see if maybe the other team, somebody has a soft tissue thing pop up and it evens out a bit. Like we're saying the Suns are cooked.
I like that.
I think you're making sense, but I think Devin Booker is more likely to have an over my dead
But he's
body
already
game.
had it.
I know. But I think Durant will deliver his 31, 32 points.
That's pretty good.
But his personality, clearly, we see it time after time after time, is not to take over.
But what if Monty Williams
Devin's going to take over.
We need an over your dead body game. What if Monty Williams tells him
Here's how Monty, who is a great coach, here's how he should help Kevin Durant. You can go say that if you want, but how about the offense? And I get it. Now Chris Paul is out, but even with Chris, they were running. It looks like an offense that Fat Joe's team might run into Rucker.
Oh.
I mean, seriously, it's give it to Kevin
ISOs.
and you do your thing. Give it to Devin and you do your thing.
So then let me ask a question here. And again, I am not trying to be overly critical of Durant. He and I had that portion of our relationship. I have kind of evolved my opinion on him in many ways because I do appreciate and respect not only who he is as a player, but I think he is he has turned into one of the more transparent and honest athletes we've had, and I really respect that. But when he was in Oklahoma City, we were like, why aren't they running a smarter offense? And it was on Russ. Right. And then it was in Brooklyn. It's like, they don't run an offense. It was on Steve Nash. And I think it was. And then,
remember when he was in Golden State before he got hurt, 2018 when they almost lost to Houston, he wanted, I want to go ISO, do
correct.
my thing.
And he and the Kerr had the back and forth, like, wait, are we supposed to play angry or with joy or whatever it is? Now so here is the added point to it. What do you say about Durant? A lot of people say it as a compliment. The most malleable, drop-in-anywhere superstar we've ever seen. That, I think at times, that hurts him. I think at times it needs to be you know what? I'm actually the best guy. So you know what we should do? My thing. And you are not necessarily getting the most out of him by having it just be like, hey, be the Mikal Bridges role, but way better at it. Like, and maybe they don't have time to do it. Yeah. Maybe that's because they need an offseason.
Well, now they don't even have a point guard.
Yeah.
Well, can I show you this? This was the isolation graphic that you were talking about, Brew. Phoenix has way more isolations than Denver, and even when Denver does go ISO, they play better. But if they decide to go with Nick's philosophy, wouldn't that just mean that the Phoenix offense becomes more ISO heavy? It just becomes more Durant?
Yeah.
That doesn't work.
Well, they a good defense in the playoffs. And Denver was not a great defensive team. But in the playoffs, I've got a week. I'm seeing you every single game. I got a week to prepare for you. This unsophisticated stuff, it just doesn't work. We saw it last year.
Denver is not a great defensive team.
Yeah, but they have had, Mike Malone is a good defensive coach, and they've had time to prepare. And they're seeing. We're not doing anything.
I think losing this series is not an indictment on Durant. I think Denver is the better team. They're now the healthier team. They are at home. They are more rested. All of that. You can't get swept again. You can't get swept in back-to-back years.
That would be an indictment on him then?
It would not be good.
Back-to-back sweep.
You can't go from the East Coast sweep to a West Coast sweep.
I get it. I'm just saying.
He's good enough to drop 40 at home and be like, hey, Phoenix wins game 4. We got a series.
Is 40-ish. Durant's 30-something.
Well, that would be nice.
No, they get a win tonight. Suns, I believe in it.
Oh, wow. Budless coming up.
4 games. They extend this.
They don't play tonight, but I believe
whenever y'all play again.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.